Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to Let's Fork It Out, another new episode sharing a tiny story of how I had to conquer my fear and eventually do what I said I was going to do, what basically the promises that I'd given myself. So last time when we spoke or put up a video, I shared with you guys the story of how I started a channel called Let's Fork It Out, and its purpose was to have conversation with men about topical issues that were impaling or burdening our society at the time, that still are, by the way, and have been. I was just obviously late to the party. And yeah, so the idea was to start a channel, create content, get guys to sit around, let's talk about things, and let's create some awareness. And it went well for the first episode. So the first episode was a hit. Got my friends, we had the steak, we had the wines, hence the channel being called Let's Fork It Out. So just if you're wondering how we got the name Let's Fork It Out, the best conversations seldom happen, well, not seldom, most conversations happen over a good plate. And well, I don't have something, but you get the gist of it. So yeah, the first episode was amazing. My friends came over, we had a great conversation. And we posted it afterwards. My boy Zaid hooked up the edits, posted. We got 300 views plus. I mean, to date, that is the best episode that we've ever created. Well, in terms of views, that is, not in terms of quality, but certainly in terms of views, the best episode. Yeah, so we shot, posted, and got the comments, got the feedback. People were liking it. People had anticipated the drop, the release, and the whole concept of Let's Fork It Out. And I was happy, I was pretty happy with the first one. And I think you always are happy the first time you do anything in relation to chasing down a dream, or building something, or just doing something that you've always said you're going to do, because it makes you feel happy. You get that rush of taking off a goal. So that was definitely me. So I remember one day, I'm outside my workplace and I bumped into someone, and they were giving me feedback about the first episode, and they were going on. The whole time they were going on, in my head I'm just like, oh snap, what have I done? This is all gonna go to shit, right? Because I started this channel and I had no idea what I was doing, I had no objective, I had no purpose. In all honesty, it was the heat of the moment kind of decision. Okay, start a channel, create content. So now that caught up with me, lesson number one: never do something unless you're sure about it or thought it through. So I'm being asked these questions and I can't answer what I'm going to do next. I can't answer what's my next topic or who are my next guests, because I was still basking in the glory of the first episode. Lesson number two: don't count your chickens. No, what am I saying? Don't count your eggs before they hatch. Because after the first episode, everything went to shit, everything bombed. But that's not because the content wasn't reaching people. It's because I didn't believe. I became lazy. And lastly, I was seeking validations from people. So it's like I wanted people to validate my idea more than me. I didn't believe in the content. I didn't believe in what I was doing, because there is a difference between having self-belief and wanting to get validation versus opinion from people. So for me, that was my biggest problem, and it all culminated into me ultimately letting go of the channel. And the kind of content that I did afterwards was me dabbling around, but it wasn't what I wanted to do, right? Because I had a burning passion just to have conversation, to be part of the solution, and figure out how do we tackle these issues that are burdening our community. But because I had no idea, absolutely nothing of what I was doing, I lost the plot. The channel dropped, and basically it was inconsistent after that. I'd post here and there, I'd do something if I had to, or if I felt the rush of doing content, but I was consistent at sabotaging myself versus being consistent with producing the kind of content that I want. Lesson number three: consistency needs you to know what you are doing and why you are doing that. If you have no idea, well, based on what and the why, you are most likely to fail at what you're doing. You're most likely to be a stop and start, and I've encountered a lot of people that are stop and start, and I was one of those people simply because I also didn't know what I was doing. Why did I start this channel? What was I trying to achieve? Who was I going to talk to? And what do I think was going to be the impact of the kind of content? So all of that, brought me eventually to the place where the channel basically didn't exist. I had the people that I had supporting me. They eventually disappeared because you know why? Consistency is key. People support consistency. And that's lesson number 4. Something that it's taken me a year, 2, 3 years maybe to learn. People support consistency. They might not always see the vision and where you're going with something. Yes, a few will. But in general, people support that, you know what, you stuck to this. You are building content. Let me find out what it's about. Oh, okay. Eventually you find the market that you're going for, but even that market appreciates someone who is consistent. So my biggest failure with the channel the first time around was not understanding why I had to be consistent, not understanding why I needed to, to push on and believe in my own content versus trusting or seeking validations from third parties. So all of that put together, I'm young, I have no idea what I'm doing, I'm just ambitious, I just want to be part of the solution, means broken system, broken channel, broken everything. Nothing worked out. But luckily, as the story goes, every failure has a lesson, and for me the lessons came in abundance. Like my mentor usually says, the lessons always come after. So in the next video, I'm going to share with you guys what were those lessons and how did I eventually bounce back. Cheers.